you. Thank you very much. Happy Earth Day. Yeah, I'm really happy to be here, and let me tell you a few reasons why. One, it's great to be up in the Chippewa Valley and have a chance to observe Earth Day with you. I'm really glad to be here with my friends Kristen Decker and Jeff Smith, who I very much enjoyed serving in the legislature with. You know, I'm also happy to be here because I don't know if you've heard, things have been a little crazy in Madison recently. You know, ever since Kristen and Jeff left the legislature, things have really gone to hell. You know, wouldn't it be great if we had Kristen Decker and Jeff Smith back in public service? I think so. Well, you know, as you are, even despite, Wisconsin's got quite a bit of attention, and I'm not sure it's all positive recently, but it's a state I'm very proud. I've lived in the state, as was mentioned. I went to high school, not in the state, but I've lived here most of my life, and I'm very proud to be here, as you are, to be a citizen of Wisconsin. There's a lot of great things we've done here in Wisconsin in our history. We've been first for so many great things. Did you know we were the state, the first state, where the first hamburger was served? That's right, Seymour, Wisconsin. And we're the home of the ice cream sundae. And I don't think anybody will contradict me on this. I think we were the first state where people wore cheese on their head. But we have a few firsts that I think are a little more relevant to Earth Day as well. We were the first state to ban DDT when it was threatening our national symbol, the bald eagle. We were the first state to enact comprehensive groundwater protection to protect our drinking water and led the way on that. We were the first state to introduce legislation to stop acid rain, which has now become national legislation. We were the first state to enact legislation for a comprehensive program to protect our outdoor resources. Wisconsin has been the first state when it's come to the environment time and time again. And here on Earth Day, or on the eve of Earth Day, we were the state where Earth Day started. Our former governor, Gaylord Nelson, conceived of Earth Day and started it back in 1970. Now there's a governor I could be proud of, Gaylord Nelson. You know, talking about governors, in Madison the other day we had a visitor, Sarah Palin. Former Governor Sarah Palin came. No, I'm going to say something nice about Sarah Palin. You know, Sarah Palin did something I wish Scott Walker would emulate. She quit in the middle of her term. Well, it's been 41 years since the first Earth Day, and we've accomplished a lot. You know, sometimes we look at the environmental problems we have, and they're significant. But we have to also, I think, recall how much we've done as a state and a nation. Let me talk about some of the things we've done as a state when it comes to protecting our environment, things we can all be very proud of. You know, we're here on the banks of the Chippewa River. Our major rivers in Wisconsin, if you went back 41 years, were not places where people enjoyed having a park alongside. They were open sewers. The Wisconsin River, the Fox River, the Chippewa River. They were eyesores. They were the least desirable place in town, not the most desirable place in town. But because people demanded it, because citizens said we want a clean environment for ourselves and our children, we need to clean up our state. And we have rivers now that flow clean and that people enjoy. That's something we've done together. You know, about 20 years ago, much of our natural resources, our outdoor environment, was threatened. Development pressures, changing ownership patterns, were threatening some of the things that make Wisconsin so special. We're a state of great scenic beauty, of biological diversity, of outdoor recreational opportunity, but we saw as many of the special places in Wisconsin threatened. But we as a state came together. And we said we were going to make a bold investment in the future of our state. And we enacted the Gaylord Nelson Warren Knowles Stewardship Fund, which has protected over 600,000 acres of the best of outdoor Wisconsin during the last 2 decades. You know, I look around here, I remember coming up here, I was trying to remember based on my son's age, and I think it was probably about 16 years ago when we cut the ribbon to inaugurate the Chippewa River Trail, which was built with stewardship fund money. And we look at, and downriver, the Chippewa, the protection of the Chippewa River downriver has been done with stewardship fund money. And so much of our North Woods, we've expanded our state parks and forests, protected wildlife areas, preserved some of our most special natural areas, created opportunities like the Chippewa River Trail for outdoor recreation. We've done that as a state, as a people, because we said we need to invest in our future, our environment. That's what makes our state great, and we've done it as citizens in Wisconsin. We can be very proud of that. We've done other things that we can be proud of. About 20 years ago, we faced the prospect of seeing 200 new landfills built in the state of Wisconsin to take care of our waste. But people across the state said, there has to be a better way. We have all these resources. We cut down forests, we mine metal, we use oil and petroleum to make plastic. We use them once, then we just throw them away and build landfills that are eyesores. There has to be a better way. And we enacted what is still the most comprehensive, far-reaching and effective recycling program as a state in the nation. In just 20 years, think of what we've done. It actually went into effect in 1995 because it took a few years to ramp up. Think of what we've done. We divert more than 50% of all the waste that otherwise would have gone to a landfill to recycling. Over $100 million of material that otherwise would go to waste, we productively use. And for those people who think destroying the environment is necessary to create jobs, we've created over 20,000 new jobs directly and indirectly through recycling. We've done it as a state, and we can be proud of Wisconsin that we've moved ahead on the environment. You know, and we've also looked at our energy needs. And we said, you know, in Wisconsin, we have no oil wells. We have no natural gas fields. We have no coal mines. We're blessed with a lot of natural resources, but they don't include those. But we have a state where the wind blows, in case you haven't noticed. We have a state where the wind blows, the crops grow, the sun shines. We can have made in Wisconsin energy to power ourselves. We can use the energy we have more efficiently, and we can use renewable energy, so we're less dependent on coal and oil and natural gas. We can save money, and we can protect the environment, reduce some of the gases that cause global warming, reduce air pollution, put people to work here in Wisconsin. And we passed legislation mandating that 10% of all our energy by the year 2016 come from renewable energy. We've done that as a state. We can be proud of that. And we've confronted another problem. Many of our lakes here in beautiful northwestern Wisconsin, as well as the rest of the state, are not as clean as we'd want, especially in summer. It will get warm, and we will have algae and weed growth in some of our lakes that will make them less desirable. But last year, the legislature approved rules, strong new rules, to cut down on phosphorus pollution, the nutrient that causes the excess weed and algae blooms and detract from the quality of the lakes. We've done that as a state, and we can be proud of what we've done for the environment and water quality. But it's a cold night. I'd like to end the talk right there and say things are great, but I can't. Because between what our new governor, Scott Walker, has already done and what he's proposed, he is taking a meat axe to the proud legacy of Wisconsin conservation. I'm glad you're here to help stop it, because our environment is important, and we can't let Scott Walker roll us backwards to the days when our air was polluted and our water was polluted. Let me tell you some of the things he's done already and some of the things he's proposing. Our Department of Natural Resources, our chief conservation agency, which often runs into tough times because it does a tough job, but has also been praised as an effective agency. Look at who he's appointed to run it. He appointed as secretary a person who had been in the state senate, and when they were in the state senate, had the worst environmental record of any state senator while she served there. Now she's in charge of the Department of Natural Resources. He, as a second person at DNR, he appointed the lobbyist for the builders, the person who lobbied for development and to weaken environmental standards. And for the person who's in charge of the division that regulates pollution, he put in there the lobbyist for the polluters. You know, you want to sort of say, use that old saw, it's the fox, or the fox is guarding the chicken house, but somehow that metaphor just seems too weak. Just seems too weak. So that's he did. One of the first bills he proposed was to have an exception to our wetlands law for a campaign contributor, to say that the wetlands that are protected here, it won't apply to his campaign contributor in the Green Bay area. Fortunately there, the company that was going to come in and build there, Bass Pro Shops, learned what was going on, and they said, we don't want to build there. Our clientele is people who fish, who understand the importance of wetlands, and Scott Walker chased that business out of our state. The other thing he's done is taken the top people, some of the important people at DNR who were civil service, who were protected, people who enforce the laws there, and he's made them into political appointees, people who can do his bidding rather than protecting the environment. One other thing he's done is he's passed regulations, proposed regulations that have now been enacted, that is effectively chasing the wind energy industry out of our state. Chasing the wind energy industry out of our state. Those are some of the things that have been done already. But let me tell you what he's proposed in the state budget that's now before the legislature. He wants to roll back many of the programs we talked about. He wants to end recycling in Wisconsin, eliminate the funding for local governments that's essential to our recycling programs, and end the requirement that we recycle. We've done so much for recycling, we shouldn't stop now. The people in Wisconsin, over 95% cooperate and participate in recycling. It's an insult to the people of Wisconsin to say we shouldn't continue recycling. And we've made progress reducing our need for imported fuel through renewable energy. But Scott Walker wants to end the Office of Energy Independence, roll back our renewable energy programs. We shouldn't let them. Wisconsin's future is in renewable energy, not in sending our money to Iraq and Iran. And our stewardship fund, which has done so much to allow us to enjoy the outdoors, he wants to undermine the stewardship fund in ways that will threaten its long-term future and its ability to protect our natural areas into the future. We shouldn't let them. Our outdoors is what makes Wisconsin special. We have to protect it, not hand it over to exploiters. And one last thing I want to mention. There's nothing more special about Wisconsin than our waterways, especially our lakes. And that's why the new phosphorus rules we have are so important, to start cleaning up some of our lakes that have become polluted through excess weed and algae growth. Those rules were negotiated, they're fair, and now Scott Walker wants to stop them. We shouldn't do that. We shouldn't delay them, we shouldn't stop them or eliminate them. We have to move forward with cleaning up our lakes and waters. That's what makes Wisconsin special. Now, the excuse for doing these things, for rolling our environmental protections backwards, is supposedly to open the state for business. Now, having been in the legislature, I know that having a good job, a good economy is essential. That's a very important goal. But there's no falser choice than to say we have to choose between a good environment and a good economy. A good environment is what makes a good economy in Wisconsin. Why would it be good for our economy to eliminate recycling that creates over 20,000 jobs? Why would that be good for our economy? Why would it be good for our economy to eliminate our renewable energy programs when we send $16 billion a year out of the state to buy coal, oil, and gas from other states? We should keep that money here to protect the environment and create jobs for our Wisconsin citizens. Why would it be good for our economy to allow further pollution of our lakes, which are such an asset to Wisconsin? We should keep those lakes clean. That's what creates jobs here in Wisconsin. We should not roll back our environmental protections. We should move ahead. That's what's made Wisconsin special. It's good for our economy and it's good for our environment. We have a very proud legacy here in Wisconsin. We can be proud not only that it's the state where Earth Day started, but we are the state of Gaylord Nelson. We're the state of Warren Knowles, a Republican governor who knew how important it was to protect the environment. The state of John Muir and Aldo Leopold. We have a tradition of protecting the environment, and we, with the people who are so concerned, will tell Scott Walker, stop, you should not have your way. We're going to tell the people who are in office, we do not support Scott Walker's effort to roll back environmental protection. We want you to protect our environment. And if you don't, we're going to put some people in there who will. Proud stewardship of our environment has been important to Wisconsin, important to the quality of life, important to our economy, and important to what we are. And here on the 41st anniversary of Earth Day, let us dedicate ourselves to protecting our state and telling those people who want to roll back environmental protections, that's not the Wisconsin way. The Wisconsin way is to protect and preserve our environment. Thank you very much.